Well, happy Monday, February 22nd. Want to bring you the latest data here in the Austin metro area. We're going to start today with interest rates. What is happening? 30-year fix now over 7% again. I know a lot of people were expecting rates to fall this year. They still may, but as I've said in previous weeks, it's not going to be a straight line down. The number one thing that the markets are watching right now are these inflation reports, the CPI, the PPI, jobless claims, all that stuff. And it's good news that the economy is stronger than they expected. And so what's happening is mortgage rates have jumped to a new high for this year after another report showing that inflation is still kind of sticking around. Inflation is just another word for prices are going up. People's salaries are going up. The price of goods is going up, but yet we're buying those things. We're hiring people. We're buying those things. And so as the economy stays strong, it's keeping rates high. That typically means the Fed is less likely going to lower their benchmark rate soon. More likely now, it's probably pushing to this summer, and we're going to have to watch that data and see what happens. So if you're a buyer right now, don't expect you're going to see rates to really bottom out unless something changes in the economy. I said it a couple of weeks ago. I think we're going to range between 6.5 to maybe 7.25, and we're pushing up right now at close to that 7.25 mark. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes over that as long as the data stays hot. So keep an eye on that. That could start pulling a few buyers out of the spring market. So we're going to have to see if that starts to lower activity. So let's take a look at January data. This is from the Austin Board of Realtors. So this is a more comprehensive look than I've shared in a few videos in the past. But this is the total 5-county market, this chart right here, and then I'll show you some of the individual counties below. So if we're looking at the entire metro, the median sales price January of this year from January of last year is down about 4%, but not as bad as we saw it collapse at the end of 2022. Closed sales, however, are up a little bit. Months of inventory is still trickling up. I expect we're going to see that drop back down over the next couple months. New listings have been up. Actives and pendings, you're seeing a little shift over to the pendings. So active listings are down a little bit, pendings are up, and we'll see that a little stronger in certain counties. As I look below, that just means buyer activity is picking up a little bit. And I've talked about that as well, but we're seeing a little stronger buyer activity than we've had in the past few years. Days on market, however, still going up. But again, this is January. January is still mostly looking at 2023 listings that carried into the new year. We're starting to get new listings now, January, February, new listings in 2024. I'm starting to see those sell a lot faster. And so again, I expect days on market, we're going to start to see that coming down. Average close price to list price, this bottom right here. So they used to have, it was just whatever the final list price was to the close. Now they're putting the original list price. So what does that mean? So now, let's say you list a house at $500,000, you do a couple price reductions, you get down to $450,000, and then you sell at $440,000. So instead of $450,000 to $440,000, now it's $500,000 to $440,000. And so they're looking at original list price to what you eventually sold for. Now that's about 93%. Last year was about 91%. So we were still in that really strong decline January 2023. January 2024, we're seeing it tighten up just a little. But again, most January sales were December buyers or even November buyers. So I expect we're going to see that tighten up even more as we get through the spring. All right, so that's the total 5-county area. I'll go through these a little quicker. This is Bastrop County to the east. Closed sales up a lot, but of course, Bastrop has much fewer sales, so their numbers can spike a lot. Closed to list price is about the same. Months of inventory is coming down a little bit, but we're seeing pendings jump a lot. So Bastrop is seeing a pretty good jump in pendings, and their median sales price went up. It's more affordable in Bastrop County. Median sales or median price is only $366, whereas it was $430 for the metro. This is Caldwell, which is typically our least expensive county. Lockhart is in Caldwell County. Median sales price is around $300,000. That one came down a little harder. It's also a little farther from Austin, and so it's a little more going to be, I think, sensitive to rates because you have a lot of first-time home buyers there. Closed sales are up. You can see it's a tiny amount, only 16 sales. But they're closed to list price because the price is so affordable. They're selling pretty close to the list price. And so it's not having as big of a drop down there. City of Austin. This is the city limits of Austin. So median sales price right now is about 534, down a little bit from last year. Closed sales pretty equal with last year. Months of inventory about the same. New listings, active listings are up. Pendings are about the same. So we're seeing a few more listings in Austin. People are starting to come back out and list their properties, but the pendings are about the same. We'll see if that changes. Closed the list price about 93%. And again, days on market still going up compared to last year, but I expect, my prediction is we're going to start to see that number come down over the next couple months. Hayes County to the south, Buda, Kyle, Dripping Springs, their median sales price is 366. Closed sales are up. Months of inventory still climbing, but pending sales up 10%. So they're seeing a pretty good jump in buyer activity compared to this time last year. And their closed the list price is a little tighter than we're seeing in Austin. Travis County, which is Austin, but it's also Pflugerville and Lago Vista and Del Valle. You're getting multiple markets in there. Lakeway. So median sales price is 478. Closed sales are down a little bit for the market. And again, 93% average close to list price. Still seeing days on market from last year going up, but we'll see that change. Williamson County, I found this data really interesting. So Williamson is all our big northern suburbs. Round Rock, Leander, Cedar Park, Georgetown, Liberty Hill. So median sales price down just a little bit. Closed sales up almost 10%. Months of inventory is going down already in Williamson County. Down. New listings are up, but active listings are down 16% because pendings and closed sales are going up. So Williamson County is actually shrinking in inventory right now, and their close to list price is a good 4 points higher than it was last year. Days on market is already starting to go down. So my prediction is what's happening in Williamson County is it's been ground zero for new construction. And last January, when we had the interest rates go up in 2022, you had tons of new construction sitting on the market as we entered 2023. And the builders really got aggressive on their incentives and their price reductions, whatever they needed to do to move that product. Well, what's happening now is they perfected that over the course of 2023. As we enter 2024, they're not sitting on as much of that inventory coming to market. So I think what's happening is the new build inventory has shrunk up. And it's helping make Williamson County a little more competitive. And we're seeing less on the market, and that's driving. We've seen it in open houses lately in Williamson County. You know, if it's new listings in great condition, we're seeing a lot of traffic at those resale open houses. My guess is because there's less inventory in Williamson County. So let's look at the market right now. This is active versus sold listings. This is a look at the last 12 months. The green line is active listings, and the blue line is closed sales. Well, look at that line. I mean, from May of last year all the way down to January, it's been a drop in sales. And again, we had rates going up all of last year through October. They did come down a little bit in the winter, and we're seeing them kind of bounce back up again into the sevens. So we've just had anemic sales. I do expect, though, these are lagging. I think the green is active, but the blue is going to be a bit lagging with closed sales. So I expect we're going to see closed sales jump up as we get into these spring months. But right now, we're sitting under 9,000 total single-family homes for the market. The peak last year, we were around 11,500. So we're down about 2,500 homes compared to where we might peak out this summer. We'll have to see how many sellers are going to be coming to market in the next few months. All right, wanted to share this article with you. So Texas is the #1 destination for Gen Zers on the move. So this is based on population data. They did use 2022 data, so that's a bit behind. But Texas led with 76,000, almost 77,000 Gen Zers moving to the market. And they are most likely going to be renters attracted by job opportunities. And boy, that feeds the Austin narrative to a T. If you drive anywhere in this market right now, there is a new apartment complex going up on every corner. And so, yes, it's going to take some time for all these apartments to get absorbed. I think that's probably one of our supply challenges on the rent side. But they're coming, and so they are building housing for the number of people that are coming to the market. So interesting to see that right there. So if you're a seller right now, overall, I think we still have kind of some positive trends as a tailwind. Obviously, the weather's getting better. We're seeing more buyer activity come back to the market. In some parts of the market, like Williamson County, maybe we're seeing some of the inventory shrink up. I think the headwind is still going to be interest rates. And right now, rates are not really helping much. They look kind of the way they did last year, around that 7.25 range. So we're going to have to watch that. That's really going to determine, how many buyers are able to come back to the market, and sellers too, because sellers typically have to turn around and become buyers. And if they don't want to go from 3.5 to 7 on their mortgage, they may not sell their home. So it is going to affect inventory, and we're still watching that. If you're a buyer right now, I've said it before, you got to get pre-qualified before you go out hunting, because you really need to have a good relationship with that lender. Rates are volatile. We've seen them move quarter point in a week. And so you really want to have somebody on your team that you trust, that you can call, that you can run numbers with. Don't just shop on rates. Rates are going to change every single day. You want to shop on relationship. Is this person somebody you trust, somebody that can really help you get to the finish line, can educate you about the different options that you have? Anyways, I hope this video is helpful. We're going to produce these each and every week. You can check them out on my YouTube channel at Ryan Kelly Group. Make sure to click that subscribe button and check those out. And of course, if you know anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest in Austin, man, market's picking up. Now's the time. We'd love the opportunity to chat with them and learn more about their goals and set a strategy for success. Anyways, it's going to warm up this week. I think we're going to hit 80 a couple times, which is spring-like weather. So it's going to be a fun one. Until then, hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you next Monday. Thanks.